Hello and welcome to this AM Supplier Insight with Tracker. Tracker Network UK has been a trusted name in vehicle security and telematics since 1993. Tracker is the only stolen vehicle recovery provider in the UK that works in direct partnership with all UK police forces. Now, I'm Tim Rose, AM's editor, and I'm here with Daniel Johnston-Lee, Tracker's sales director. Hi, Daniel.
Morning. Hi, Tim.
So Daniel, the issue of vehicle theft has been back in the media headlines pretty prominently in recent months. Tell us a bit about that and the background kind of behind the trends.
Yeah, absolutely. So car theft is a huge topic right now. So theft figures have increased by sort of 74% in the last decade and by 25% in the last 2 years alone. So it's a hugely growing problem. Just for a bit of context, there were 50,000 more cars stolen in the year ending March 25 than there were in the year ending March 15. It's a huge issue. Not only that, but the recovery rate of vehicles has declined significantly. So it's declined by 31% in just the last year. So only 38,000 of the 122,000 cars stolen in the year ending March 25 sort of found their way back to their rightful owner. So it's becoming a real challenge. A couple of main reasons for this. So cars have become more sophisticated, which is positive, but means that the skill level required to steal them has increased. And as a result, we see that most cars these days are stolen by serious organised crime gangs who've got the technology to steal the cars, but also the experience to evade capture and to then move those vehicles on without being detected. It's also an unfortunate truth that the police are just more stretched than they were a decade ago as well.
So from the sound of it, when you mention organised crime groups, the vehicle theft has become professionalised, if anything, and the industry needs to combat that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a sort of common misconception about sort of joyriding and all of that sort of thing. And the reality is, cars are not stolen for fun these days or for opportunistic reasons. They are stolen mostly to order by serious crime groups, and then they are sort of utilised for their parts on the black market and through other supply chains. So it's a very big business.
Absolutely, we keep hearing about these kind of chop shops being occasionally getting discovered and thankfully stopped. But the breaking up of cars for parts is a big issue. So what does this mean for dealerships then, whose customers are coming in and buying new and used cars? Surely the customers, there's an opportunity to increase the buyer's peace of mind, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. Look, we know it's not always easy to introduce a topic to a customer which potentially gives them a cause for concern, such as vehicle crime. But the reality is this is not a secret that car crime is a problem here in the UK. We're one of the worst markets in the world for vehicle theft for various reasons. It's a worry that customers will have about buying a car, whether they voice it or not. This is evident by the number of kind of £100,000 SUVs I've seen recently in my area with kind of unsightly yellow crook locks on them. It's something that's really in everyone's psyche right now. So why wouldn't retailers want to give customers that peace of mind whilst also selling a product that can make them some money as well?
Absolutely. And I mean, you mentioned about the £100,000 kind of SUVs, and that's something that people are concerned about. But actually, the vehicle theft, it's pretty common kind of down the chain, isn't it? It's kind of your common kind of mainstream brand SUVs that are also being targeted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, I sort of use that as an example, but yeah, it is a common misconception again that trackers only make sense for really high-end vehicles. But the most stolen vehicles in the UK are some of the most mainstream. Again, I won't name any names, but these are vehicles that are stolen again for their usefulness as parts globally. The prestige of the vehicle actually doesn't necessarily have a lot to do with how attractive that car is to steal. It's more about how many different avenues there are to redistribute the parts of those stolen vehicles into the black market. So actually, conversely, some of the most popular vehicles are some of the most attractive for theft because there are lots of places to put the parts for those vehicles once they're stolen.
Okay. And so why is the time kind of right now for dealers to help customers take action on this? And what do you think the recent kind of changes to regulated add-on products such as GAP mean that more dealerships are looking for these new kind of revenue opportunities?
Yeah, great question. Definitely. I think, whilst the dust does seem to have settled mainly on a lot of these recent challenges around regulated products, lots of retailers were caught out by some of the decisions that were made around commission disclosures, level of profit that can be made on regulated F&I products like Gap. And the feedback that we get from the retailers we work with is that they get a lot of peace of mind from knowing that our product is unregulated, and so there's never going to be any retrospective recourse that they've somehow sold the product in the wrong way or that they've made too much money on it.
As a business, you're there to support the retailers kind of getting established with obviously tracker devices. And can you give some examples of the success dealerships will achieve and how you help them, I suppose?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we've got a number of successful partnerships across the automotive space, whether that's finance companies, OEMs, AM, top 20 dealer groups, car supermarkets, lots of things like that. But just to pick out a few examples, so we've been working with, again, won't name any names, but working with one of the UK's largest retailer groups on a product to effectively replace Gap in their added value portfolio. So we worked really hard with them on a rollout plan across over 100 retailers, ensuring that the product was integrated into their sales processes, that remuneration programs were in place to target the salespeople and pay them for selling it, and make sure that it's sort of targeted ethically and fairly as well. So I can't go into overall figures, but the product is targeted to achieve similar penetration rates to products like paint protection, smart repair cover, and those penetration rates are being achieved. In fact, a number of retailers are selling trackers on almost half of the cars that they sell, which is astonishing, really, when you sort of think about it. Similarly, we work with a number of car supermarkets who have had great success with the product, penetration rates of over 30% being consistently achieved. And this is a really profitable product. So compared to Gap, where commissions are capped at something like £80 now, a retailer can easily make over £300 and well beyond that, really, on the sale of a tracker, depending on what they sell to the customer, even when you factor in workshop time and salesperson commission and that sort of thing. So again, it's super important to make sure that the product is trained out properly, remunerated properly, and reinforced, all of which we can support with. But when it's done properly, a dealer group selling 100 cars per site per month with 50 sites at a 30% penetration rate, which is pretty achievable, would make a profit of over £5 million a year. So this is not a small change, and it's really realistic.
Absolutely. And I believe your team's expanding as well in terms of the support you'll then be able to give your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a team of 12 people that just operate in this space, sort of supporting with training out retailer partners and OEMs. So it's sort of unmatched, really, that we've got that resource available to support.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you, Daniel. So before we wrap up, can you just go through some of the strengths of the Tracker brand that helps dealerships understand the opportunity further with you?
Yeah, for sure. So, Tracker is one of the most established brands in stolen vehicle recovery. As you mentioned, we've been doing this for over 30 years. There's over 1 million vehicles in the UK with our products installed. Also, the provider of choice for a number of OEMs, dealer groups, used car supermarkets. We also work in the leisure space. So we've got lots of caravan and motorhome conversion companies that we work with, and also motorbike dealers as well. So really varied. As you said, we've got a team of people who are dedicated solely to supporting our OEM and dealer partners, which gives us that ability to support our OEMs and dealers who've got hundreds of retailer sites with hands-on, face-to-face training and support, which we really feel is instrumental to the success of those partnerships. As a business, we've got 2 core USPs that we feel differentiate us and our product, which kind of makes it easier to sell. So the first one is we have a patented VHF technology, which stands for very high frequency radio wave. So I won't get into the technical stuff because I'll probably get it wrong. But every other tracker on the market utilizes GPS and GSM for stolen vehicle recovery, which you may have heard over the last couple of years has become susceptible to detection and jamming by criminals. VHF, on the other hand, there's never been an example that we've seen of our VHF signals being successfully jammed. There are actually some super expensive bits of kit you can buy online which claim to jam VHF, but because of the way our technology works, which again I won't get into, these aren't successful at jamming our signals. VHF also works in places where GPS and GSM don't, so shipping containers, underground car parks, that sort of thing, which is key, as that's where a lot of stolen cars end up. We also own this technology as well. It's patented, so nobody else can use VHF for the purpose of stolen vehicle recovery in the UK. Second is our relationship with the UK police. So we're the only stolen vehicle recovery company in the UK that has a formal contracted relationship with all 43 police forces. So this means, not only have we got direct links into the police to support with the recovery of stolen vehicles, rather than using sort of private recovery firms, which a lot of our competitors do, who sort of don't have the jurisdiction to actually be able to go into these chop shops, arrest criminals, and get the vehicles back. We utilize the police, who sort of do all of that and have the powers to actually do the job properly. But we work really collaboratively with the police on a number of operations to help locate and particular hotspot areas where there are particular spikes in crime, that sort of thing. We've also got a police liaison team made up of long-serving retired ex-police officers who do a really brilliant job. We've got fantastic relationships across the police forces. These two USPs sort of combine to give us a true recovery rate of 95%. So there's no caveats or collateral recoveries or anything like that included within those figures. We're super proud of that, and really that makes our job that much easier, even if there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. We've also got an industry-leading CSAT score of 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot as well. So again, we obviously do a really good job for our OEM and dealer partners.
Yeah, very, very satisfied end users with such a high recovery rate. Then they can have the confidence that their car won't just disappear for good, which must be really reassuring.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Lovely. Well, thank you, Daniel, for joining me today and helping dealers become more informed about the opportunity that Tracker has to offer. Viewers, thank you for joining us and watching this AM Supplier Insight with Tracker. Keep an eye out for more in the future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.